Poo poo.
Your frozen feathers, Poo Poo.
Poo poo. You okay? I could see you at the bath in the morning.
Oh my god, see here his feathers.
Because I put some new water in the morning, but it's all frozen.
Welcome to a new video. Today it's a nice frosty day. It has snowed a bit more and we have -16, which makes it nice and cold, which makes pretty much work outside undoable because it's way too cold, and we actually want to go maybe for a walk, but I think that's cancelled because it's way too cold. So
really
we're gonna
cold.
answer 2 or 3 questions that you had. So one of them was about the birdie houses up there. They're pretty much in front of our window and the guest bedroom window, and they are used. We had them in spring. They were full of birdies, and there were actually birds flying out, and actually there was also a hole there that they were been using. If you followed us when we renovated the guest bedroom, they were actually living in there, and the day after they flew out. So the houses are being used. David wanted to take them down because they're pooping on our windows pretty much.
No, I'm gonna relocate them.
Yeah,
At least next to the beams, to the next beams, not on top of the windows.
Yeah. So not to break them, of course, but we also have another small house over there. And so we have this one there, we have those 2, but we said we want to take them down, but I think now it's maybe too late or something, I don't know.
Not really, but we might put
okay.
some more after.
Yeah,
some more
it's
extra,
okay. I
new
mean,
ones.
we poop on it like for 2 or 3 months, no, 2 months only. We had pooped on it, it's okay if we clean it away. It's not the worst, and I really like it, and actually it sounds really weird. When we first heard the noises, it sounds like scratching and knocking, and it sounded like a mouse, but there was no mouse. So we were so confused and terrified because we totally forgot that we had those houses there, and the birds, you can actually hear them in the bedrooms. So it was sounding really weird, and I'm excited of them coming back actually. And I think I heard something in the morning because there was a lot of birds knocking on our windows because it's too cold and they cannot find anything to eat really. So yeah, they're being used, and I think that's it. That was a question, like if they're being used, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, they're being used. They have birds inside, not now, but in spring. So let's go to the next question.
This cold really makes me appreciate how much work we have done and how warm it is inside. Even 15, 16 degrees, it feels so comfy. It's really cold. Your face freezes so fast. Anyways, we had a question about the chimney, if we have inspected it. We did clean it. We have a video about that, quite briefly showing it, not showing it too much detail, but we did clean it fully out. Scratched it with like a metal brush, all the sides, but the top brickwork we have not looked at or...
We just noticed it. We noticed it now, really.
Yeah, we noticed it now how bad condition it actually is. But it looks like someone actually has repaired it. I see like patches of concrete, but yeah, the condition is pretty bad. We could take the whole thing down and rebuild it. We have old bricks to use. Not to use new bricks to lose the look, but we have also old bricks to reuse. So we could rebuild it, but that's what we're gonna do whenever we're doing the roof. Hopefully next summer, if not next summer, maybe next summer.
I hope not this, but the next summer.
Yeah.
I hope definitely next summer I would like to redo it.
In 2 years, yeah.
A
Roughly.
year, yeah, one and a half
Half, roughly, to be the
I'm
roof
22.
done. So, because we want to start upstairs, and we cannot do anything upstairs before
The roof is
the
done.
roof is done, because we need to insulate and do all these things, but new roof is required. So let's answer another question that's been asked a lot.
Yeah, so whenever we cleaned, whenever David cleaned it, he found also like a lot of straw and a lot of hay and a lot of sticks. So we assumed that the stork wanted to build a nest on top of our chimney. So we maybe put a hat. I don't know if they put a hat on it or like a protection like we want to put in the living room chimney, but like a circle hat. So you cannot really build anything on top. I hope they don't use it to build anything, because they can build wherever else they want, but not on that. That's gonna get destroyed, their nest. So we also found a lot of things inside, but as we said, we're gonna do it whenever we do the roof. We haven't really showed this outside house extension, but as we said, we want to destroy it. We have showed it from inside whenever we went to fix up the guest bedroom door. But this is something that lets mouses in, and it's really useless because it also blocks light. because in the summer the sun is rising from there and travels all around, and it blocks a lot of light for the living room. So we're gonna take that down, probably this summer. It's one of the projects to take that down and put a new door inside, probably, because that also lets a lot of cold out. Pretty sure, and lets all the mouses in, because I can just climb on the wood and jump and go all the way inside, because there's a big hole. See it? Up there.
Roughly, yeah.
There's a big hole, so they can just climb on the wood. They can climb on these ones even. I like this plant.
This bush, we might just make it a bit smaller.
Might
Just
make
keep
it-
it organizing it. Like cut it every year to not grow too big, because it's a bit
They're
giant.
getting a bit overgrown.
Yeah,
So-
blocks tons of light.
Let's go to the next question. Some people have asked about the van whenever we talked about the car and that we're going to buy a new car. Our van is working, theoretically, but it needs to be serviced and we haven't done the technical, or haven't paid insurance, or haven't paid tax. So pretty much it's not allowed to drive on the road. It can drive, it's not dead, it's still runnable, but it needs to change brakes, oils, it needs to be fully serviced, and then it can be used again. We want to do a full repaint job, want to fully redo the inside, so it's another big project. We got to being crazy. Just a bit distracted. So we want to do a fully new job on it. Tires are still good.
Tires are good,
They're
yeah,
all
we didn't
year-round
drive them much.
tires. Everything is good. We could run it, but we haven't paid tax, or it's not allowed to drive on the road. It started snowing nicely. So yeah, that's the problem with the van. It has a lot of space. We have already ruined it by carrying windows. We have scratched the floors. Whoop. We've scratched the floors. But we want to fully redo it. It's one project whenever David gets his barn all set. And he needs to go under a roof because there's a lot of work that needs to be done. So probably we'll do it whenever we have
We might remove the roof, because it's removable. It's like a plastic
is
cover. Yeah, it's like a plastic extra extension. You could in theory remove it and make it the original size, which is like a tiny little van, little bus.
I don't know, I really enjoy the van. And we need to redo it because we want to go back to Greece and get some things. But anyways, we cannot go now because of Corona. We do not want to get stuck in Greece with all our animals. We first need to figure out what we do with animals. It's a lot of mess that we took, like a lot of responsibility that we took on us. But it's okay. Corona is here and it's stopping us from going anywhere. So we can only stay here.
Another question we got asked was what have we studied, if we have any experience in this or anything like that. I have, for example, studied engineering. So I studied engineering. I worked for 1 year as a repairman for tools, electronic tools and machines, generators, things like this. So I have mechanical experience and understanding. I have studied welding and all these things. And then I kind of didn't want to study it, so I studied creative media, which was a media study. So you study about filmmaking and video and things like that, about media overall. But other than that, we have not studied anything regarding house. Me, for example, I have not studied anything regarding how to build houses, how to do plumbing, electrical a bit in engineering. We did electrical, but nothing regarding a house. So yeah, it's all new to me. I'm learning as I'm going, but yeah, that's what I have studied. Have not done any university. That's all like technical studies where you just do apprenticeship, learning while working, study and work together kind of thing. But yeah, that's one question.
Yeah.
Now Despina's turn.
I feel like I'm getting interviewed for a job or something answering that question, but I haven't theoretically studied everything. I finished high school and then I went to Germany because I'm half German. So I went to Germany for an apprenticeship as a journalist because I enjoyed really filmmaking and photography. I like it a lot. I was doing it quite a young age because of my stepdad. He's a photographer, so then I liked filmmaking. So I got into to become a journalist, but I didn't like it that much because it's a hard job. You don't know what you will get. One day you will get something fun, next day you will have to uncover murder kind of. So you have to, it's really confusing and weird and stressful and you need to do so many things. So I was also young, I was like 18, everyone there was 27. So they told me like, if you want to come back in a few years, but you're way too young for now. And yeah, that's all I did. And then I met David, and then we did actually some filmmaking for some small companies in Greece and in Latvia. And yeah, now we are here. I have zero idea of how to do things. When we first got the house, I was like, don't talk to me about that. I have no idea at all. I didn't even know how houses were built. I was like kind of stupid. I like, I never needed to know it, if that makes sense. So I never had any clue. I was never into building houses because I was living in a story house. So I really never had to do any of those things. But I'm really excited that we're doing that, and it has helped a lot me overall because I like being creative. So I enjoy doing it. Definitely I would keep doing the same thing, if that makes sense. I'm not way too cold to my brain to think about really anything else. So we need to feed the animals. I think it's finally inside. Ooh. We're back in. I'm putting on my comfy onesie because outside it started getting way too cold, and I don't remember what I was saying because my brain just froze kind of. But pretty much I have no education on what we're doing, like paper education, saying anything, I have no idea. But it started snowing quite a lot actually, and there's a big gray cloud coming, and it's really windy. Evie has smooshed the whole window here because whenever she wants to come in, she's like, oh, let me know or I'm gonna freeze to death. So she's getting super paranoid every time she wants to come in. Maybe we will film it once. But now she's not going out at all, so no. Our car part should be arriving, the water pump. I think it's a water pump. Should be arriving today. Did we get a message?
Not yet.
Should arrive yesterday. So we haven't got a message today. So I hope it arrives soon, because this is pretty much what's holding us back. We actually gonna order now the last piece for the chimney. So if that comes, it will be all ready to set up so we can warm up living room and kitchen and hallway and the whole house. So we can keep working in the hallway. And we cannot work anything today because we don't have anything to do really. And David's finger's hurting way too much, so we need to focus on putting on the chimney and then keep working because David's finger, as I said, is hurting a lot. His nerves are broken, so every little cold is just freezing him, and it hurts like 10 times more than it would hurt normally. Like my fingers now are perfectly fine, but his finger is still hurting, so we're not gonna do anything. But I hope you enjoyed this little video. I don't know if it is little, like small, but we didn't do anything. But I hope you enjoyed it, and I'm gonna see you tomorrow. Hopefully we'll be fixing the car tomorrow. I really hope so. So we're gonna go finally shopping. Bye bye!